Exactly.
But let's take on our last but not least story. You know, standing for election in my country, your country, is a big deal after all, regardless of the position. It is governorship election time again in Anambra State. The electoral umpire, the INEC, has fixed the exercise for Saturday, November 8, 2025. And so ahead of it, therefore, the All Progressive Congress, APC, on Monday announced that interested aspirants for the governorship primary would pay 50 million naira for the nomination and expression of interest forms. So the stage is set for gladiators.
Yes, gladiators. But there are certain aspects of this that not only in Anambra, over time it's happened that I personally am not comfortable with.
You are not a politician now.
But I'm a politician in training.
Yeah.
I should have known.
Sorry.
I defer to you.
All of us.
Yes. Man is a political animal.
Okay.
Man is a political animal, yes.
It is the over-monetization of the political space.
Yeah.
Because elections, when you ask people to go cough out 50 million naira for a form and expression of it that is not refundable, what you have done is that you have created a room for people to say, okay.
Charles, you have a choice.
No, I have a choice.
You either go or you don't.
My choice is to discuss this matter here. So
okay, go on.
When you do that, because in 2018, I happened to be a publicity secretary of a party in Edo State, where I withdrew from journalism a while to understand some of these things. So that's why I began to understand how that's why I knew that there are two categories of politicians. You have the contenders, you have the pretenders. Now, we know the contenders are always there. So the pretender was, okay, 50 million, we put it in there. Then they will now be using that as a bargain to say, okay, if I can't take it, I'm going to step down for you.
But step down for you.
But you will do this. You give you a shopping list to give. So you start monetization of the political process from that angle. There are people who want to trade with this. Okay, look for 50 million, just drop it there. Oh, no, just step down for me. Well, okay, I'm stepping down, no problem. That's what God is coming to me. They do that. And as you do that, everybody looking for money, and then you over-monetize. Another aspect I'm not comfortable with, even though it's good, they said youth, about 30, 40 age should 50%. We're saying a youth about 30 minutes will go on for 25 million naira to bring, because the one that is good is the women and the physically challenged. That one, they can cover 10 million naira. Yeah. And then that's for interest, something of interest, and then the nomination is free for them. But 30-year-old young boy, not too young to run, go look for 25 million naira to pick up a form that is not refundable. I think I find that very discomforting.
Let me align my position with you. I understand why they are collecting money. That's part of the things that they use to run the party and all that. But I don't agree with it, because why I don't agree with it is that when you ask somebody to pay 50 million to buy a form,
non-refundable,
you have already surrendered the process to the money bags. Because in politics, there are investors. There are investors in politics. Yes. They don't contest. What they do is to finance those who want to contest. They become godfathers. We give them contracts, we give them returns, we give them a lot of things.
Is that why we consider politics as a zero-sum game?
Absolutely, because you see, if we want to move forward, it's important for us, because part of the problem we have in the process is that, with all respect to politicians, we have a lot of brilliant people, but majority of the people in politics are not up to scratch. So it attracts not the best that we have. Okay. There are a lot of people that will say, politics, I can't get involved. So it's getting better, but you know, at a time, it is the level of thuggery that you can bring. Yeah. It is the types of rigging that you know that will make you to become a leader in one area.
You make me remember.
So it is important for us to attract
the best of the
best, intelligent people,
you don't have to
tech
be money.
people, brilliant people who can come and offer service. I don't see any reason why you should pay for form.
50 million.
Yes, because if you ask people to pay 50 million, why should they pay 50 million? What you are doing is that you have already surrendered for somebody who believes that he has something to offer. He will now have to go and look for an investor who will bring the 50 million.
Of interest. That's
what I'm saying.
What they are called? Expression
so
of interest.
You collect that money. The guy will give you the money. You will go and contest. The guy will give you money to run your campaign. He will fund everything. Then when you now become governor, you will start collecting and then collecting contracts. And people will now complain. Why will you not complain? It's the same thing that I tell people. When somebody wants to run for election, instead of you to ask him, what are you going to do for us? No. The people won't ask him like that. They will be asking for palliatives. They'll be asking for money. The man will be sleeping in his house. Some people will go to his house early in the morning. They will say, oh, Honorable, your wife just go to bed, oh. This one, I need money to do naming ceremony. I want to do burial of my mother. They will be collecting money. So when you now collect money from that poor guy, and he kept giving you money, and then he now got into position, and he doesn't care about you, he's doing his own, you'll be complaining.
Yeah, we were part of the problem.
That is the part of the problem.
Yeah.
So I don't agree that people should pay 50 million. But the Anambra election, having said that, the Anambra election is going to be very interesting. Yeah. It's going to be very interesting because Abga is the ruling party there now. Yeah. But Abga is not as strong as they used to be. They are not as strong as they used to be. And I think that PDP and APC will do better than they usually
What
do.
about, you don't give a Labour Party a chance?
You see, my problem with Labour Party is that the circumstances that happened in the last election is not the same that will happen. Without that, Labour Party cannot do anything. What have they done? In fact, every day they are losing. Even the only governor that they have is not loyal to Labour Party. And there is rumor that it's likely to decamp to another party.
To jump ship.
Yes.
But for me, I think...
so I don't really rate Labour that high.
Labour, without any prejudice, and I think Labour for me has only been paperweight. And I have every reason to so believe. Remove Peter Obi and the obedient considerations. Labour is paperweight. Because whatever traction that we are able to Labour was because of the obedient movement. The obedient movement was an organic followers for
a protest group,
not for the party.
Yeah, that
was the mistake that Labour made. The mistake with them is that when you had this organic followership, very powerful and loyal to the individual, they were supposed to have found a way to integrate them into the party politics. Labour would have been but today, for me, I think there's Labour.
As we take this home, therefore, might we talk briefly about the tour of duty of Governor, what's his name now? Soludo.
Yeah, I think he has done relatively well. It changed the concept of governance in Anambra. You know, Anambra has always been, their politics has only been this hotbed of things. You know, if you remember from Ngige, that's the place where a governor was locked in the toilet and was removed like that. So, but Abga was able to take over because of Ojuku's influence.
Okay.
And when he came in, he has been able to put some calm into governance in that state. But my problem is that he also is having issues with members of his party, members of Abga, and they have not really grown from when he took over. So that's why I'm saying that it's going to be interesting because all the other parties will be able to now. Unfortunately, Ubada died will have been a game changer because that's already Ifeanyi Uba because already he had a senatorial zone locked down.
Yeah, locked down for him.
Yes, locked down for him. Exactly. So now that it's in APC, they will be able to do far better. But unfortunately, we lost him. So,
but for me, you have time. But for me, I think for me, I judge people by what they're able to do. When Asiwaju was here in the Southwest, you know, there was them they lost ground. They were now boxed into a cocoon, Lagos only, AD at that time. He was able to, you know, make inroads into all those states and got them back. Then the whole Southwest became...
starting from Osun.
Exactly. So for me, Abga is boxed into Anambra because of the Ojuku sentiment. I think Soludo should be able to do well, do all they can to also extend to neighboring states like Imo and Abia and find a way
to be able to do that.
So it's Abia. What is holding Abga is because of the spirit of Ojuku. If we don't know, Dim may be angry. So let's just continue to hold on to
but his widow is
The widow is doing something for APC.
It's collaborating with APC.
That's what I'm saying. So, but again, I think I am also very worried about the resurgence of criminalities in Anambra. When he just came, he was able to, rescue them to stand still, drove them, hauled them out of town. Yeah. But now they are returning. Look at the killing of that man that was found somewhere.
All right.
So
all right.
He has to do something.
Gentlemen, that will be all for today.
Thank you.
We time enough to say hi and a happy birthday to the assignment editor of TVC. Asokwa James is
here. Okay. He didn't tell me that when I saw him downstairs. I'm going to hold him by the...
Happy birthday to you.
No, I ate of his cake.
Is that the cake you ate before?
Yeah.
They didn't give me.
You thought it was a divorce cake? No, it was Asokwa's cake. Asokwa, a happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you, James.
All right, folks, that's it on Journalist Hangout today. You may watch a repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday, if you please, for a longer version of the show from between 1:30 and 3:30 p.m. We are also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am on behalf of Charles Ideho and Mayor. I'm sorry. Mayor Akinpalu. I am Citizen Jones Usain. Bye-bye now. Take care.